Hey guys, Hocus Pocus here. Welcome back to another tutorial video. So today we're going to be looking into the Nether Wart farm that I built on my Let's Play world recently. And I'm just going to give you guys some instructions on how you can build it and also how you can stack that up to create a more efficient version of that farm, or a farm that generates a larger yield than the one we've got in the Let's Play world. So without further ado, let's just jump right into the tutorial and skip all of the needless details. Okay guys, so the first step of this build is to construct the growth platform. So we're going to start out by carving out a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 long line like this. Then you want to skip a block and do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Then you can also go out onto the other side, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And finally, on this side, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So this is going to be the center point of your growth platform. Then you can go ahead and knock this block out and place a dispenser down facing upwards. Inside of the dispenser, you want to place a water bucket like so. And then from here, you just want to carve out the rest of your farm. So to do that, you want to go in one block from this side and create a diagonal line that goes across to there. This 7 long line. Then do the same here. Take that across to here. And once again, like this, and then finally, for the last time, you want to do the diagonal line like that. And then from this point, you just want to take out the rest of these sandstone blocks. Okay, so once you have all of the sandstone removed, you want to go ahead and fill every single gap in this area with soul sand. And that is going to be the basis of your growth platform. So just go ahead and fill it in, as I said. And once you've filled the farm in, you should be left with something looking like this. And this will lead us into part 2 of the tutorial. For this part of the tutorial, there's going to be a lot of digging involved. So make sure you have your best tools and, of course, enough time to get this done. So what you want to do is, you want to dig down 3 blocks like so. And you're going to want to do this on all sides. So dig down 3 blocks here. 1, 2, 3. Dig down 3 blocks over here. 1, 2, 3. And dig down 3 blocks finally over here. 1, 2, 3. And then you want to take this into the middle so that you meet up with the other side. So let's just take this all the way until we reach the 3 block gap there. And then same thing again for the other section. So come in through this hole and meet it on the other side like so. So just dig a straight line all the way through, as I say, until you meet up with the other 3 high hole on the other side, like this. And then what you want to do from here is just carve out the insides like this. But I will do one with you as a demonstration, but the same thing applies to all 4 corners. So just keep taking it back like this, in a diagonal. Keep it diagonal, of course, and then do this and this and this, and finally that. And then once you see the sandstone popping through, you just want to break through those blocks, of course, without destroying the soul sand there, but that's no issue. We can just replace that and do that. So now we have these gaps coming down through the sides of the farm. So as I say, you want to do that for all 4 sides of this farm, and then we can move on to the next portion of the dig. Alright guys, so now that we're done with that segment, of course we do need to do a little bit more digging, and this is where things might get a little bit tedious, but trust me, stick through it and we'll soon be done. So you want to grab yourself some water buckets. Ideally create yourselves a water source somewhere around here like this. That will make it easier for you, but of course we don't need that in creative, but that is a tip that I would give you. And then what you want to do is just bring all of these blocks back like this underneath the underneath this area that you've carved out. You just want to take them back to the wall, and you might need to dig down for this. That is something I had to do in the Let's Play world, of course, which is in survival. And you just want to take it back like that. Do the same thing on both sides. So just carve out this 1 block high area underneath like this, and it's going to go back a total of 8 blocks. So you'll want to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Then you'll have this in the middle. Oops, not there. I apologize, it should be here. So you actually want to dig out this 1 wide channel in the center as well, just so that we can make sure this is 8 blocks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Perfect. And then, of course, keep digging this 1 block high area under here, like so. And once you've dug that out, of course, you'll want to do the same thing on the other side, but I'll demonstrate on this side first. You'll then want to come underneath once again. So again, it might be worth digging out some blocks. And you'll just want to place water coming from the back wall all the way to the front on both sides. So do the same coming through the center here. And then you might want to dig down again on this side if you can't reach. And go like this from the back right corner into the middle, and just make sure you have source blocks all along the back row like that. And then anytime that the water doesn't seem to make its way to the center, you can just place down a block to update it, and it should flow in like that. So just place a block and break it, and that should update the water like that. So that's exactly what we need on this side, and we also are going to need that on the other side. So I'll go ahead and get that done. Okay, perfect. So we have our water streams on both sides, and this leads us nicely into the next step of the build. Okay, you guys, so for the next segment of the build, we're going to be installing some minecart rails along this center track. That is for the collection system, and we're also going to be wiring some redstone up to our dispenser here. So first of all, you'll want to take some rails and just place them all the way along in this center channel like so. But maybe you'll want to consider where you're going to put your powered rails before you go ahead and do this, because you do need some powered rails here. So I would recommend you do something like this. So you have 3 at the start here, then do 3 at the end as well. You just want to make sure the cart is going to have enough momentum to make it back out of the system. So that's why we're doing this. And then if you come right to the center and do another 3, something like this, that should work. And then pop the redstone block down, of course. We actually shouldn't have got rid of our sandstone there, but we'll do that, that, and that. And then that should be enough powered rails to keep the cart moving. And then what you want to do is come underneath the dispenser, place a block. Come half a block below the dispenser and bring a trail of half slabs out towards this area of the farm. And then once you've done that, grab yourself some redstone, which I'm sorry I didn't remember to put in my inventory beforehand. Also grab some repeaters. You're going to need 1 repeater. Wire the repeater straight into this block like so, and then bring the redstone dust out to the edge of the farm like that. At this point you should have something looking like this, and then of course as you look down into the farm we have the collection mechanisms down there as well. So from here you can go ahead and build yourselves a control panel. So this can go anywhere you want really. In a centralized location would maybe be a good idea, but it really is up to you. So I'm just going to create a very simple one out of these chiseled stone bricks that look actually not very nice at all, but we'll stick with it. So we'll go 5 wide here. And then you'll probably want to place 1 button here at the bottom and then 1 button here at the top. So make sure it's at least 4 tall for your control panel. Maybe you want to go 5 so that you can implement a ceiling as well, but we'll go like that for now. And then at this point you want to start wiring up the redstone. So if we grab some stone brick as well, just some regular stone brick, because that's what I usually like to lay my redstone mechanisms on, we can do this. So pop a block there, and that can allow us to bring the redstone up to this point. And then you want to hook the redstone up to one of these blocks here. So maybe it's worth hooking it up to this one, the central lower button, and then bring the redstone like this round the corner and just connect it up with a wire like so. And then as soon as we hit this button, as long as we have enough power to make it to the dispenser, which if not, we can fix that with a repeater. Okay, it looks like we don't have enough power going down there, so stick in a repeater just to extend the signal. You see the water actually flows over the surface of the farm and pushes anything that it collects down into these holes here. So that's how the mechanism is going to work. And then of course everything gets pushed into the central minecart channel, which will use a minecart hopper to go ahead and collect all of those entities up. And if you just give the button another hit, of course the water dissipates and the farm is ready for planting once more. Okay, so now that we have the redstone mechanism in place to fire the water from the dispenser, we can go ahead and try to bring the minecart out of the system also. So for this you're going to want to probably dig down a couple of blocks by the side of the redstone for the water dispenser. And then we'll just want to see where the cart comes out. So we want to try and match up the track here maybe. And then as soon as we get a chance to turn the cart away from the redstone above it, we'll probably want to do that as well. So here we can just do a simple corner like this, like that, just to get the cart out of the way of the redstone. And then of course you can go ahead and refill that area if that is what you want to do. And then as soon as we get a chance, we'll want to start bringing the cart up to the surface here so that we can attach it to our system that we have installed right here. So let's bring the cart up using some powered rails, I think would be a good idea. So we'll link 3 up together like this. You just want to make sure, as I say, that the cart has enough momentum to make it all the way to the top. And then what we want to do is we want to have a hopper collection system. So for this, we'll want the cart to come to a stop somewhere around here. Let's maybe have a block like this. And then underneath that block, we want to have a hopper. Probably facing downwards actually into a chest. So if we do something like this, just add a chest right here. And then redo the hopper like this so that it faces down into the chest. That means any items that come into the hopper are going to go immediately into this chest, which is probably a good idea. Then we'll have the cart come away from this and maybe make its way down steadily like so. And then it can link up with this track here. So let's try and do that. So we'll just want to bring the rails along like this. Not like that, I apologize. We'll actually want to go out a couple more blocks just so that it can make the turn before it goes up here. So we'll want it to go all the way up, and then you'll need to place a powered rail above the hopper like this. And then maybe just chuck in a few more powered rails here and there just to make sure, as I say, that the cart can make the entire journey. So let's throw a couple in here. Oops, didn't mean to get rid of that, but we will replace it. So we'll have 5 there, and then we'll do a couple here as well, or maybe 3 there. Just to ensure, as I say, that the cart is going to be able to make the full journey, because that can be an issue with the momentum of carts sometimes. And then what we'll want to do is hook this very top button up to the hopper. So to do that, we will go ahead and place some wiring in here. And we'll actually bring it out like this. And then, of course, we'll need some redstone. So let's pop some redstone coming out of the back there, around here and into the hopper like so, or sorry, into the track like so, and then pressing the button should allow us to power the track. So let's quickly test that out. There we go. As you can see, the track is powered. So let's pop our minecart on the system, hit the button, and we'll see what happens. So the minecart makes its way down into the system, of course, runs along that central channel all the way to the end. Then it should bounce back, come back up the rails, around the corner, and back up onto the hopper where it will dispense any items that is collected into this chest behind it. And one more thing that is important is you definitely need a solid block behind the hopper, otherwise it won't work. Let me quickly give you a demonstration. As you can see, the cart doesn't move, but if we go ahead and pop in the solid block again, the cart surely makes its way and goes down into the system as it should. We now have the basic mechanisms in place to allow this farm to work. So you're going to have a choice to make here, and this is probably based on how your area looks or how you want to design it. So you're going to need to choose a full block and just make a ring all the way around the farm. And the reason for this is because items that are flowing off of the farm in the water streams, if they are not stopped by a full block like this on the edge of the farm, they will continue to maybe run over the edge and actually avoid going down into the system below. So you just want to do that. And of course, this could be a problem area here. And if it is for you, then simply lower this block down like so. And pop one ever so slightly lower like that. And then you should be fine to go ahead and place your block back down. Let's just make sure we didn't destroy anything. No, it looks good. But as you can see now, we can place this block without interrupting the redstone signal. And this should allow us, as I say, to make sure that everything we grow falls down into the system rather than off to the side or anywhere we don't want it to be. Okay, you guys, so now that the farm is fully functional and we've planted some nether wart, I will go ahead and demonstrate it in a second so that we can see how it works properly. However, for the time being, I'm going to show you this. So this is kind of an inspiration for you guys maybe of how you'd want to design your farm, or just to show you that there are certain ways that you can go about this and of course make it look nice and clean. But one thing I would want you guys to keep in mind is that you're going to need a way to get in and out of the farm to plant. So I've built this small stairway up here so that you can get in, replant, and then of course get out when you need to as well. So I think that's worth implementing and considering when you're designing this. However, for now, let's go ahead and see how this works. So of course, first press this button, the water distributes across the platform, forcing everything down into the central channel. And once everything has gone, you can go ahead and press that again. And as I say, the water will dissipate. Then we can go ahead and use our minecart control to send the minecart off on its journey. That will go down into the system, collecting every entity that has dropped into that central channel from the farm above. And it should soon come back like this. And then as soon as it does come back and lands back on the hopper, items will begin flowing into the system here. So that is how it works. And of course, you can bring this chest out to the front here maybe, or route the items using hoppers from here into a chest out the front so that you can access it more easily. However, that is entirely up to you. At the start of the video, I did mention that you could either stack these farms on top of each other or have two at once and have them both run into a central area. So what I'll do is I'll give you guys a demonstration of how you can stack these farm layers on top of each other and have a system that will run at much higher rates than just having the one platform on its own. Okay, as you guys can now see, we've got a second layer on the farm, and I'll quickly explain to you how I've done this. So what you want to do is you want to bring some redstone away from the main channel here, connect it onto another block which runs into a block with a redstone torch. On top of that, place another block with another redstone torch on top. That one should be unlit because of course we don't want this to light up until we hit the button. And then you can just bring a trail of redstone out from there and into the dispenser, similarly to how we have it down below. One thing I will note is this block here is covering any items from falling down into that hole. However, that's just one small defect with this farm that shouldn't really affect the overall efficiency and effectiveness of it too much, so it's not much to be concerned about, but I will just acknowledge that so that you guys don't get at me for it in the comments. And finally, why don't we go ahead and do another demonstration here. So hitting the water button will dispense water across both platforms. Items will of course drop down into the system below. A few of them are getting stuck here, so it might be an idea to actually do something like this instead. Maybe use glass blocks if you want to see inside. If not, just bring blocks all the way up to the top like this. That will make the farm a lot more efficient at actually dispensing items where they need to go. So something like that might actually make a good change for you guys, depending on what you want it to look like and how much you really care about getting full coverage. So then to turn the farm off, again, we can go ahead and hit this button, and that should stop it from flowing so that it's ready to replant. You're going to also need a way to access the top layer to plant it again once you get to that stage. But of course, we do need to send the cart down there to go and collect everything. So let's make sure that it goes down there and does a worthy job. Whilst I hover and hoover some of these guys up that missed the drop. Okay, so the cart is back and dispensing items into the system. However, once you have built multiple layers of this farm, you may need to send the cart more than once because there could be too much for it to collect on one journey. So just keep that in mind, but of course, you should be good to go from this point onwards. So that is the end of this tutorial, you guys. I really do hope you enjoyed it, and I hope this is something different in terms of Nether Wart farm design. I personally haven't seen it, but then I haven't looked at many Nether Wart designs before, so hopefully I'm not copying anyone out there. Anyway, if you did enjoy this this tutorial video, then be sure to drop a like down below. That would be much appreciated. Any comments, questions, suggestions, new implementations to this design, also drop those down in the comments section below. That would be great to see, and obviously I'll get back to all of you guys on those. And if you're new around here, then be sure to subscribe if you haven't done that already. So once again, you guys, I really do appreciate you taking precious time out of your day to check my tutorial out. Take care of yourselves, take care of your families, and I'll catch you all in my next video. Bye for now.